Hi everybody, Steven here. So you just upgraded your vSphere 8 to a brand new shiny VCF9 management domain, in other words called a Converge, and you selected this option down below. Well, how do I change that? That's what we're going to cover in this video, so stick around. Hi everybody, thanks for sticking around. So in this video, it's sort of a part two. In my previous video, we did an upgrade from vSphere 8 to a management domain in VCF9. Actually, it's called a Converge, right? But one of the things that we noticed that our management or our NSX network utilizes the VMKernel 0 management interface, which I'll show you. Probably not the most optimal setting, so let's take a look at how we could change that. Now, before I do that, I'd like to do a shout out for those of you that subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. And again, anybody that's done super thanks. Again, big shout out to you folks. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much. And anybody that's just even liked and commented, all those things help support the channel. So please consider supporting the channel by, again, subscribing. Totally free. Just hit that subscribe button. Sharing, liking, leaving comments, all that stuff helps support the channel. And as usual, I still have super thanks enabled, but that's totally up to you. So why don't we get started? Okay, so let's get started here. So that setting that we did during the Converge says, hey, use the VMKernel 0 for the tunnel endpoints for NSX. If you're not familiar with what tunnel endpoints are or TEPs, you need to watch my NSX videos. But basically, it's used for NSX networking. We'll just kind of leave it at that for overlay networking, be more precise. So let's go into NSX and see what it did. I'll click on here. Let's go into System. Let's go to Fabric and then Hosts. And you'll actually see my cluster. I'll open that up and you'll see here's host 1, 2, 3, and 4. And over here under the TEP IP, you see 172.20, 172.20, 10.51, 10.52, 1053, 1054. Those are the taps. Let's look in vSphere. Let's look at host 1. Let's look at configure. Let's go to VMKernel adapters and you'll see, let's get rid of this. You'll see VMKernel 0 management. You'll see VMKernel 1 is vMotion, VMKernel 2 is vSAN in my configuration. And there's a VMKernel 50 here, right, which is NSX for containers, okay? I don't see a VMKernel 10 or 11 or anything like that. Okay, so this is using the management VMKernel adapter and management IP stack for NSX overlay traffic. Definitely not optimal, and you really kind of want to fix that, right? And that's what we're going to look at. Now, one thing I do want to point out here, I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go to Properties, and notice the MTU size is 1500. Surprised I didn't catch that during the Converge, because NSX is going to have a problem with that. VMware recommends a minimum of 17, should have at least 16 to work. So this will be problematic. If I look at my other VMKernel adapters, let's say VMKernel 1, again, those are 9000. So I'm surprised I didn't catch that. So if you're going to select this option, that option I mentioned, and you're going to leave it, you better fix your MTU size. And you can do that by editing the VMKernel port of each host. Now, just by typing in 9000 doesn't fix it. You got to make sure your physical environment supports that as well, okay? So I wouldn't do that. I'd actually change it. Let's look at my distributed switch. So here's my distributed switch. If I go to Configure, Topology, you'll see I've got 4 uplinks on that distributed switch. And I've got 4 NICs from each host. So 4 hosts with add 4 NICs to the distributed switch. And you can kind of see that. That's just how I'm configured, okay? So let's see what it did under the covers for NSX. So let's go into transport. Actually, let's look at transport node profiles. Let's look at that. Let's edit this. I'm going to edit this. I find it's easier to see if you edit it. And then, but you got to be careful. Uplink. Notice it's using uplink profile 1, right? Let's take a look at that one in a minute. Again, my taps is going to be IP4. And again, notice IP assignment for the tap is VMKernel adapter. That's the new setting in version 9. So it says, oh, I'll use VMKernel 0. Not a great thing to do, not optimal. But they do that just to help you get into NSX fairly quickly. So how am I going to assign IPs to my taps? I can use DHCP or a pool, right? Now, before I do that, actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's create a pool here. And I'm going to go in and just say create a new pool, and I'll call it TEP pool hosts, whatever. I'm going to go to set the subnet. I'm going to go IV blocks. Oh, not a block. I want to do a range. 172.20.11.50 to 172.20.11.200, let's say, and then let's do a CIDR 172.20.11.0/24 and my gateway 172.20.11.10 is my gateway, my lab, which I'm going to probably change. So I'll go there, I'll go apply, I will go save. So there's my pool. I'm going to say use IP4, use an IP pool. Notice the number of uplinks I have here. If I just left it the default, because remember I found 4 NICs on my distributed switch and created that profile for it, right? So, okay, great. If I just left that, what's going to happen? It's going to give it 4 TEP IPs. Let's see that. Let's go to add, apply, and save. Now, this go back to my cluster. This will take about a minute or so, maybe actually less than that, to configure it. So it's just kind of refreshing. We'll give it a second. There's a few other settings I got to do here first or afterwards, okay, to make it work, especially in my profile. And there we go. We're done. And then notice here, TEP IPs. So this host now has 4 TEPs, same thing with the other, because of the number of uplinks that thing has, okay? And the teaming policy, what we're using is route based on source port. If I actually, but I'm not done there. So let's actually go into this transport node profile. Sorry, let's go into the profiles here. There's that uplink profile. If I click on this, you'll see it's using 4 uplinks. Now I could change it, say only use 2. I got a whole video on doing profiles in NSX if you want to watch it. But let's leave that. I do have to make a change. Notice the VLAN here. My VLAN's actually 11. So let's edit this and let's say, okay, you know, it's VLAN 11 because you're probably going to be doing that. So you might create a new profile, but I'm not going to bother in this video, right? I could if I wanted to. Let's go back to our hosts. Let's go back to transport node profile. Let's edit the settings. Let's go to the host switch. Let's edit the settings of that. There's that transport node profile I'm still using. But I'm going to go and say, no, I don't want you to use uplinks 1 and 2. Maybe just uplinks 3 and 4. Let's get rid of that. So my TEPs will use NICs 3 and 4 of my hosts. Okay? Like I said, I could have separated them out, put them on different. So I got tons of flexibility here, but I'm just kind of showing you the quick way of kind of doing it. But it's going to vary depending on your environment. So this looks good. I'm going to go add. I'm going to go apply. I'm going to go save. Let's go back to the cluster here. It's doing its thing, churning around. Let's just wait and see what happens. And we're almost done with the video. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hey, good time to do that while you're waiting for this thing to spin around and refresh. There we go. It's done. Let's open this up, and we'll see now I got 2 IP addresses, 2 TEPs per host, which is great. That's what I want. Redundancy and some performance as well. I could have left the 4 TEPs if you want to. Let's go back into my vSphere environment. Let's go back to host 1 here. Let's get rid of that. And you'll actually see these there's VMKernel 10 and VMKernel 11. I probably should have showed you the other one. You would have seen VMKernel 10, 11, 12, and 13, right? So anyways, and you see now it's using a separate stack, which is exactly what we want to do. That's pretty much it, folks. It's not too bad. There's a lot of flexibility there. I kind of just went through one particular setting. I could have created new profiles, created another distributed switch, added in more cards into the host if I want to. Tons of ways to achieve this, okay? So your mileage is going to vary. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments, questions down below, and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the next one. Bye for now.